Ladies and gentlemen, it is the end of an era. The final 3-hour Raw has come and gone and went away to close things out. Hello all, and welcome to Alyx's World, a safe space for wrestling fans like you. I am your host, Alyx, just Alyx. First off, welcome back, Seth freaking Rollins. He is a visionary. He is a revolutionary. Nice surprise return there at the end. Great setup for it as well. Last Monster Standing was everything I wanted it to be. Pure chaos and carnage. We even got a ring break. Should have expected that. I'm pretty sure most of you called it. Some of you probably called it before I did. But yes, the ring broke. But you knew eventually Seth had to come get his lick back. And he did it. He helped Braun Strowman get a big victory. A much needed victory over Bronson Reed. But that's okay, because Bronson Reed can now refocus back on Seth Rollins, the rightful feud. I think it's a little too late to add it to Bad Blood. Well, no, because Bad Blood has 5 matches, I believe, right? They could add one more. They could. Most likely they won't. I would save this for SummerSlam next year. Jesus Christ. They might do it. They might do it for that 2-night event. They might have to. Survivor Series is what I was trying to say. I would love for them to do this match at Survivor Series. And just let it be a straight up grudge match. I missed having this stuff. I miss when matches were just good enough to stand alone without championships. You had a grudge between one man and the other, or one woman and the other, maybe even tag teams. And you build it, and you add animosity, and you get fans wanting to crawl across hellfire and brimstone to see them tear each other apart. And now we're seeing not just that with Braun and Bronson, we're going to see it with Bronson and Seth Rollins. Sometimes that's all you need. You don't need a championship. We've been seeing that with CM Punk and Drew McIntyre. See, feuds like this elevate the championship. We're leaving that era where the championship was making the man, and now we're getting back to the men and women making the championships. Speaking of championships, Jey Uso debuted a brand new Intercontinental Championship design, and I love it. 2 thumbs up. Love the blue globes around the championship. Kind of reminds me of the old school IC title, the black strap one. But this one looks so much better. And I wasn't hating on the previous design, but compared to this one, it looked kind of bland without the blue. The blue makes it pop so hard. And I'm so happy we have a new title design for that. I was thinking we were going to move into another match between Braun Breaker and Jey Uso, but it's looking like we're not doing that. It's looking like we're going to be using Jey Uso to further along the split up between the New Day, Xavier Woods and Kofi Kingston, and then moving Braun Breaker up to the World Championship. Now that I love. This World Championship title picture is getting packed. Look here. You already have, of course, Sami Zayn going after Gunther, and he will be getting his championship shot next Monday, not at Bad Blood. I'm fine with that. So after Sami beats Gunther, who does Gunther fight next? I was thinking maybe CM Punk. It might be Braun Breaker. Or maybe we hold off on Braun Breaker versus Gunther for a later event. Either way, this World Championship title picture just got a whole lot more stacked. And I'm excited to see what happens after Bad Blood, because whoever wins that Hell in a Cell match between CM Punk and Drew, you have to think is in line to fight Gunther at Survivor Series. And right now, My bet is CM Punk. Spoiler alert for predictions. That one I'm not going to be changing. Now, Drew could still win it, but I think it's safe to say that this one goes to CM Punk. The Miz finally found himself again. The words of Karrion Kross got through. The devil on his shoulder won, and Miz turned on R-Truth. He is heel once again, and ladies and gentlemen, all is right in the world. All is right in the world. I am just happy. I am just very happy to be seeing all this stuff with, 1 second, people. We have a troll here in the live chat. I am going to take care of him. And he's gone. Y'all be knowing that these people be misusing this chat. But we good. We got it. I was able to get that before the mods did. Sorry, Mod Squad. I had to get on that one. But we're all good. If he pops up again, y'all can lame him. You can land him that time. You can get him that time. But yeah, I'm happy the Miz is heel again because it wasn't working. I'm sorry. I wasn't feeling Miz as a babyface. I just wasn't. I was cool with it for the simple fact that it was a vehicle to get R-Truth a championship. But even then, after R-Truth won that tag team title at WrestleMania 2 weeks in, I was like, all right, I'm over it. Miz is just suited to be a villain. And so now we're doing R-Truth versus The Miz. And I think I might like this. This might actually be something worth watching, depending on how much they go with it, how deep they want to go, how personal they want to get with R-Truth and The Miz. But can we just admit once and for all? Can we just admit once and for all that The Miz doesn't work as a babyface? I'm not saying he's not a bad talent. Look, no one is going to sit here and argue that The Miz isn't a Hall of Famer. Isn't worthy of everything that he's won, everything that he's earned. Is it worthy of the accolades that he's been given? But just because you have been here and you are established doesn't mean everything you do turns to gold. And unfortunately, Miz just doesn't work as a babyface. And I hope once and for all, we can be okay with that. We can take solace in the fact that he is just meant to be a heel. He just does better and adds more quality to the television as a villain. And I think going forward, if he stays in this role, he'll just add more to the show. But also, we should consider the fact that maybe it's time we move on from The Miz. Because if he can't really create anything interesting now in this role as a villain, okay, it might be time to move away from him. I don't know, put him on commentary. He's great on commentary. Very underrated on commentary. But I actually look forward to seeing what they're doing with The Miz and R-Truth. Karrion Kross continues to flip people. He's already blackened the heart of one Xavier Woods. Xavier Woods beat Rey Mysterio by ripping off his mask. That slow down, X. Come on, you know better. I thought it was all about doing things the right way. Isn't that what the New Day was about, X? Nah, see, X, he's tired of losing. And now X is going into that dark side of his mind. A dark side of his, let's just say, his personality. And Kofi Kingston, unfortunately, was a recipient of that as well. Because during Kofi's match with Chad Gable, who I'm proud to be an American and a big Chad Gable fan. Sheesh! Chad Gable got the victory over Kofi as a result of Xavier Woods interfering and tripping up Kofi's finish. Because Chad was about to lose. He was in line, he was in sight of trouble in paradise. But then Xavier Woods decided to interfere and cost Kofi. So one has to wonder, when Xavier Woods takes on Jey Uso next week, is Kofi going to cost Xavier? See, I've been telling y'all for a while, I truly believe that this whole, okay, Xavier going heel, it might be a ruse for the real heel turn, which is Kofi Kingston. I might be wrong on that at this point. It's really looking like Xavier Woods is turning heel. He hasn't gone full heel yet, although him cheating to beat Rey Mysterio was low down, and he might have reached a point of no return. But we'll see. They might still pull a swerve and go with Kofi. But nah. I think it might be a little too late for them to swerve us now. It's looking like an Xavier heel turn, full-fledged. Yeah, man, I thought overall this episode was great. Favorite moment of the night has to be that CM Punk and Drew McIntyre promo inside the Hell in the Cell. They didn't touch. They were not allowed to touch, but that promo gave me goosebumps. There was so much to like about it. I love the dichotomy of CM Punk in white and Drew in black. And then everything they said to each other was just crazy. Now, I still don't know whether the Hell in the Cell match or the tag team match, Cody Roman and the Bloodline, is closing Bad Blood. As of right now, PW Insider or Fightful Select have yet to give me an answer. I'm going to just say this. This year's Bad Blood is on the anniversary of the first Hell in the Cell match in 1997. Rightfully so. This is just my opinion. I believe they should close with Hell in the Cell. You can open with Cody and Roman and the Bloodline. Now, I will say this. If there is a big angle, if they are doing a massive angle to close the show with Cody, Roman, and the Bloodline, like the Return of the Rock, or maybe a new Bloodline member comes in. Hikuleo was recently signed. We might see him. Zillafat too. Who knows? Unless it's that, though, I see no reason for this show not to close with the Hell in a Cell match. Especially if they're promoting that there will be blood. You're telling the audience that this match is going to have blood in it. Close with it. Period. End of story. That's all I'll say about it. I might end up doing a preview and prediction show probably during my SmackDown review on Friday. Just get in and give my thoughts and get out of your way. But yeah, I thought this was a great episode. One issue. Let me talk about this issue here before I get to my usual lineup. We have a review and, of course, some news to get to. This show was plagued by too many commercials. I see people talking about it in the live chat. I was heavily annoyed with the amount of commercials we got in the main event. Because I was thinking, all right, they're giving us a lot of commercials early, so then we won't get that many in the main event. Not only did we get a lot of commercials, but we didn't even get picture-in-picture. Which is weird. Because they've done picture-in-picture before. I don't know why we didn't do it here. And see, USA, I've been told you guys how USA Network operates. If you look at all the other shows on this network, and I mean not Raw, not NXT, not SmackDown, you look at every other show that happens on this network, they don't compare. Nobody, and I mean this, nobody is watching anything else on the USA Network but Raw, SmackDown, and NXT. They're getting ready to lose NXT tomorrow. Raw will be gone by the end of the year, and all they got is SmackDown. So because of that, this is the show that's going to give them the revenue from the advertisers. This is their, if this was a YouTube channel, if USA was the YouTube, was a YouTube channel, Raw would be their live stream to get ads, unfortunately, because that's what's drawing the viewers. And because of that, we're going to be subjected to a ton of commercials. It sucks. I don't like it, but that's the business of things. Expect the same thing with SmackDown. If you think it's bad with Raw, it's going to get a lot worse with SmackDown. Now that they're losing NXT and Raw, when they go 3 hours with SmackDown next year, I expect that to get a lot of commercials too. I'm not looking forward to it. It's business. You can't do anything about it. I just feel like, personally, it got way too overbearing for this particular episode. And it did hurt the quality, but not too much. I still thought it was a great episode, and the things they wanted to get done, got done. But I just really, really hope that this doesn't become an issue with these shows going forward. Thank you all so much for being here. I figured we'd go ahead and do a regular live for this particular Raw. As I told you before, those of you who aren't following me on Facebook, Twitter, or even the community tab, we're coming up to the end of the year. So what I plan to do is give you a ton of live streams in October and November, because December is my break month. I always take a break when it comes to live streams in December. Now, the break is very temporary, because as soon as January hits, boom, I'm back to live streaming. But I feel like December is a reset month. During that month, I just basically want to just focus on videos that I care about and upload. I'm not saying I don't care about Raw or SmackDown or doing these live streams. I want to use that month to recharge. And that's the whole point of me taking that month off away from live streaming. But in the meantime, I hope you guys enjoy these live streams. I put in a lot of work. A lot of notes are taken. A lot of effort is going into these streams from outside sources, including sponsorships, including the people who make my covers. Shout out to It's J Knox for helping to make this wonderful Raw cover, by the way. And he'll be making my Bad Blood cover on Saturday. I hope I'm doing you guys justice and giving you one of the premier streams to watch when it comes to professional wrestling. But just keep that in mind. There's going to be a lot of live streaming this month, as well as next month. And it's not just because of Raw or SmackDown and pay-per-views, but also AEW has a lot going on as well. And trust me, you don't want to miss any of it. So be sure you're locked in. If you aren't following me, if you haven't subscribed, this is a great time to do it. And check me out on the community tab as well for more updates. So with that said, let's get right to it. We're going to go ahead and move along to the wrestling news and then give you this wonderful Raw review. And then I'll get out of your way. So if this is the first time you're watching me, do me a solid favor. Like the video, subscribe, and click that bell to catch all my content when it comes out. Wow, you're at it! Help expand the brand by doing the following things. Join the membership. Click that join button and get the opportunity to request a video of your choosing, whether it's a live reaction, a hot topic, or a review, past, present, or future. Also, don't forget to give thanks. Hit that super thanks if you would like to donate after the fact. You can also like me on Facebook, follow me on Twitter at just Alyx Central. Give me a follow on Instagram, give me a follow on Spotify, give me a follow on Cameo, give me a follow on Threads, follow us on Discord, and give me a follow on TikTok. For I am the tickest of the talkest. Donate using PayPal, Patreon, Cash App, Venmo, and yes, Super Chats are officially on. You can donate at any point in time during the broadcast. To get your thoughts played live on the air, email me at justalyxsworld@gmail.com for business inquiries, just to say hi. Get yourself a t-shirt today at Pro Wrestling Tees and Teespring. Are you a Just Alyx guy? Get you an I'm a Just Alyx guy t-shirt right now, hot off the press. Get you an old school Gillespie t-shirt. Get you a new school Alyx's World t-shirt, and many, many, many more t-shirt designs coming your way. So please, help expand the brand right here in Alyx's World. I want to thank the lovely people over at SeatGeek for being the partners of this particular broadcast. Those of you who are looking for tickets, maybe a leg up when it comes to purchasing your tickets, because it gets really expensive for whatever event you want to go to. Music, concerts, wrestling. We also have baseball season, football season. Basketball will be starting not too long after this. You're going to need a leg up. Here's why you should use SeatGeek. It gives you the best prices and the best deals for whatever seat you want to get. And check this out. If you go to SeatGeek and you use the promo code JustAlyx at checkout, I can get you $20 off any ticket purchase. So if that's something you're interested in, let's get a quick word from our lovely sponsors, and then we'll get to some shout-outs. Today's video is sponsored by SeatGeek. If you're a wrestling fan looking for access to great seats for any wrestling event near you, then you want to use this app. With over 28 million downloads, SeatGeek stands as the unrivaled #1 ticketing app in the market today. SeatGeek constantly delivers incredible deals on ticket prices. When you're exploring the app, keep an eye out for the special green dots that mark the best deals. What's even better is that every ticket you purchase is backed by SeatGeek's buyer guarantee, with the option to return your tickets and even swap them before the event. So here's an exclusive for you. If you click the link down below and use the promo code JUSTALEX, you can get $20 off your first purchase. Yes, $20 off any ticket that you purchase using the promo code JUSTALEX. This is a sweet deal that you could use literally right now. So don't wait. Click the link, download the app, and join the SeatGeek family today. Thank you all so much for joining me. As you guys know, we are coming up to yet another Super Chat Championship defense from the man himself. I gotta give him the right introduction, the proper introduction, because he is the kiss stealing, wheeling, dealing, son of a gun, the high styling, high profiling Super Chat champion of the world. Don't call him one belt, call him 2 belts. To be the man, woo, you gotta beat the man. 3 Diglets. Big shout out to 3 Diglets, who just had his weightlifting competition. And trust me when I tell you, he killed it. He's killed it. He's gonna keep killing it, because he is that dude. This Saturday, he will be putting the World Championship on the line. Now keep this in mind, ladies and gentlemen. If you are going to compete for this championship, be aware that this isn't a kiddie pool. You swimming with sharks and stomping with the big dogs. So if you coming for this championship, if you come for the king, you best not miss. But I want to give a quick shout out to 3 Diglets. By the way, if you want to see 3 Diglets, give me a hell yeah. No, I'm just playing with you. But yeah, of course, you already know how this works, ladies and gentlemen. If you want that title, all you gotta do is donate more. But be aware, some of these people who be coming in, they come in and they be fighting for the title. There's one of them right there. Franklin Torres throwing up that one, because he acknowledges 3 Diglets as the tribal chief of Just Alex's world. Well, he's the champ. So, always know, you come for the belt, you come for the king, you best not miss. Thank you so much for being here, ladies and gentlemen. Show your love to the Mod Squad, Ultra, Shine Knights, and Fire Star Heart, Alyx, a Demon, New Japan Pro Wrestling Girl, Khalil does everything. Highway, dealing danger. Highway, dealing danger. I said it twice. Because he's that awesome. Dealing danger. And of course, Big MGM, because they help keep this a safe space for wrestling fans like you and like me. Most importantly, be sure you like the video. The more you like the video, the more opportunities I will be given to be recommended here on YouTube. So help boost that algorithm by hitting that like button. Oh, and before I forget, I don't know when this feature will hit, but apparently sometime soon, within the next month, this channel will be getting something called Hype. So YouTube's going to be introducing another way to help promote videos, which is Hype. So when you like the video, you will be eligible to hype the video. When you click Hype, it will actually push it to the recommendation page. So going forward, and I'll be sure to remind you guys of it, I'll even have a background to hype it up. See what I did there? Going forward, when you like the video, push the hype button as well, and that will get this recommended, and then we'll get more views that way as well. We'll see if that actually helps the channel or not. Let's get to it, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you to the following people. We got JJ, who let the dogs out? Who let the dogs out? JJ Bulldog. We got Dossie Chatham, Mr. Taron Jones in his house. Good to have you here, sir. Joseph Winters. I also see Dro Davidian. He says it's awesome to have Seth freaking Rollins back. Of course it is. Of course it is. Rickety. Yeah. Rickety from the land of A&B combos. Speaking of A&B combos. Ladies and gentlemen, we need to pause for a second. We need to take a step back. We need to acknowledge greatness. When greatness steps into your building, you're supposed to pause and bow down. But don't worry, you don't need to bow down to these people because they're humble. They want you to put your head up. They want you to rise up. They want to lift you up higher and higher. Ooh, they got me singing. They want to bring you up because when it's all about professional wrestling, when it's all about giving you the best reactions here on YouTube, there's no one better than A&B. So show your love to A&B Combos Wrestling Edition, the premier reaction channel here in the YouTube space. Give them the love, ladies and gentlemen. They have earned it. Thank you all so much for being here. Oh, a couple more. Quentin Blackman, YouTube member, King Tyler. The King has arrived. The King is here. The King is here. King Tyler, good to have you here, sir. Will you be competing for the championship on Saturday, Mr. King Tyler? I think we all know that you could if you wanted to. Something to think about. It's Steve Callan. And we'll end it with your goatness. Your goatness, Lauren Biggs. Lauren Biggs is feeling kind of disgruntled because she was managing Three Diglets and he kicked her to the side. Because Three Diglets don't need no manager. But don't worry, Miss Lauren Biggs. You can manage this channel. You can be one of our biggest managers. And pump it up. Pump it up. Pump things up here. Hype the channel, if you will. I love you all. Thank you all so much for being here. Once again, like the video. And I hope you guys are having a wonderful, wonderful day. And enjoy the live stream. Ladies and gentlemen, let's get right to it. The big news coming out of this week, it's only one story. It's only one story. SummerSlam 2025 next year will be going 2 nights. Now, we assumed SummerSlam wouldn't go 2 nights until 2026. And I think that was because WrestleMania was originally going to be in Minnesota. And then when Las Vegas took WrestleMania, they were like, well, we owe them a special event, so Minnesota in 2026 will be getting SummerSlam 2 nights. No one, especially me, was thinking we would get 2 nights this upcoming year. Well, guess what? MetLife Stadium, New Jersey. 2 nights of SummerSlam. Cardi B and Bianca Belair made the announcement. Social media, big promo. Honestly, I'll put it to you like this. When it comes to 2-night events, WrestleMania, I felt like, my personal opinion, was the only one that could get away with it. Because it's WrestleMania. It's the Super Bowl. And a lot of times, that show goes way too long. Like in previous years, WrestleMania had gone, and I'm not making this up, somewhere between 5 to 7 hours. When you have a show go that long, it almost needs to be 2 nights. And you can make an excuse and actually make a great argument for it going 2 nights for that reason alone. But also, from a great business standpoint, it's even better when WrestleMania comes to your town and you get 2 nights of WrestleMania because it's always a big market value for whatever city you're having it in. Because people fly in, they stay in hotels, they check out the restaurants. So, WrestleMania being 2 nights makes all the sense in the world. SummerSlam, though. I don't know if SummerSlam can match that pedigree. Because when I think about SummerSlam, yes, it is number 2. It's the second biggest event of the year, right under WrestleMania. But I don't know if SummerSlam can bring that same market value to your cities. WrestleMania draws 50, 60, 70,000 people, sometimes 80, maybe even 90 in the right city. SummerSlam, this past year did 55. Big crowd, but it's not WrestleMania. You see what I mean? So, with SummerSlam going 2 nights, we have to consider, if you're going to do this, you better load these cards up. And I don't know if they're going to be able to meet the quality that's necessary for SummerSlam to go 2 nights. You don't have to worry about that with WrestleMania. With SummerSlam, it's going to be a little bit harder. Not even a little bit hard. It's going to be hard. So I'll say it like this. This upcoming year, these upcoming 2 years, if you're able to consistently have 2 great to awesome nights, fantastic nights of SummerSlam back to back, I have no problem with SummerSlam remaining 2 nights going forward. However, if 1 year, whether it's this upcoming year or the next year, if you struggle for 1 year to make this feel special, right? If you're struggling to create strong back-to-back nights of great wrestling, whether it's 5, 6 matches or 7 matches, maybe one match, maybe one night's going to have 7, maybe one night's going to have 5, whatever you want to do. If you get to a point where you realize, we can't maintain the quality, I hope Triple H, of course, Nick Khan, and the people in charge, Ari Emanuel, are able to see this and go, all right, let's cut it. Because in my opinion, SummerSlam is a one-night show. And it works best as a one-night show. Especially if WrestleMania is a 2-night show. And that's what makes WrestleMania special. It's the fact that it is a 2-night show. I'm scared that we're going to sacrifice quality over quantity here. Because WWE clearly makes more money making SummerSlam and Royal Rumble and WrestleMania 2 nights. Because apparently they want to do 2 nights for Royal Rumble. The first night they had the Women's Rumble close the show. And then the next night they had the Men's Rumble close the show. See, that's when we start getting into murky territory. Royal Rumble should be a 1-night event. End of story. That one, I do not think is a good idea when it comes to 2 nights. SummerSlam, because it is special, because this is the second biggest event, I'm fine with them testing it out. I'll give it a year. Let's see how it works. We'll give it a year. If it's not cooking, if it isn't working, if we get to SummerSlam next year and the cards aren't necessarily as high as they should be, then they need to cut it. You need to cut it. It doesn't work. And hopefully Triple H and company will be able to see that. Period. But give me your thoughts. Like, are you for a 2-night SummerSlam event? Do you think it could work? I'm very curious to know where your head is at when it comes to that piece of news. And before we go, quick shout out to Ilya Dragunov. Ilya Dragunov apparently suffered a torn ACL during a house show match against Gunther over the weekend. He will be out from 6 to 9 months. That sucks. That absolutely sucks. That means he's going to miss WrestleMania. Well, in 6 months, if he's able to make it in time, he might just make it if he heals up right. He might be able to do WrestleMania. But when you tear your ACL, there's no way of determining how fast you'll heal. There are some people who heal in record time. And I'm talking about 6, maybe even less than that. Because, Wolverine, they have Wolverine powers for some reason. But then if you're a regular human being like me or anyone else, You get that ACL tear, okay, you heal up in 6 months, but then you have to rebuild and retrain the muscle, which takes another 6 months. So my biggest fear is that Ilya Dragunov might be out for the rest of 2025. He's gone for the rest of the year. And that sucks. Because he just got here. And I was just starting to feel like he was really building that momentum with the audience. But unfortunately, these injuries happen. You can't control it. You don't know when it's going to happen. You're out. So, all we can do is wish him a speedy, healthy recovery. And he manages to come back. And maybe, if Gunther's still champion by that time, which he might still be, we can get Gunther and Ilya Dragunov. Something to think about. So, those are the two pieces of news that I have on the docket. If there's anything else you want me to talk about, just ask me about it in the Hangout after the review. But for the most part, let me know how you feel. Ilya Dragunov and, of course, Summerslam. So with that said, let's talk about Monday Night Raw. Live from Evansville, Indiana. The Ford Center. You love to see it. Of course, this is the final Raw before Bad Blood. And the final 3-hour Raw. Starting next week, Monday Night Raw will be 2 hours. Keep that in mind. Monday Night Raw will be 2 hours, not 3, for the rest of the year. When it moves to Netflix, I think it's going to vary. There are going to be some weeks where it goes 2 hours. There's going to be some weeks where it goes 2.5. There's going to be some weeks where it goes 3. Maybe even 3.5. Because they have a ton of room to work on Netflix. So they can go as long as they want. They can go as short as they want. And we'll see. We'll definitely see how that plays out on Netflix. But I am looking forward to just 2-hour Raws. I think it's just going to be such a breath of fresh air to just go back to 2-hour shows. 2-hour Raws, 2-hour SmackDowns, 2-hour NXTs. It's going to be so good. They opened up with main event. Jey Uso. Great celebration. We got to see him with his son and that sweet looking championship. That IC title design. Beautiful. Ain't it crazy what a little bit of blue will do to a championship? It looks fabulous. The blue globes on the side and then the centerpiece. It took a championship out that was already pretty cool and just made it absolutely outstanding. I've never been someone to collect belts, but if I was to collect the belt, I would want that belt. I would want the Winged Eagle belt. I would want the Steve Austin Skull belt. I would want the... so many belts. The white strapped IC title belt. I would want the Undisputed Championship. And then I would want this belt. And of course, the World Heavyweight Championship, WCW. Big gold. Those are the belts that I would have. But outside of those belts, I don't need anything else. But this was a great belt. Jey Uso got out there. The crowd showered him in love. Made him emotional as he should have been. And as he was talking about being a strong champion, Braun Breaker showed up. And you're like, shit. You know what I mean? Like, well, fuck. What we gonna do here? I predicted that Jey Uso was gonna have a short run. I'm thinking, all right, so this is when Braun Breaker either attacks him or challenges him to a rematch, and Jey goes, yep. And I said, well, that's gonna be the end of his reign and the amount of time. No. Braun Breaker comes out, shakes his hand, tells him he appreciates him, and that he respects him as champion. They shake hands, and that's it. So Braun is now a straight-up babyface now, I think. Right? It feels like he's a babyface. Maybe this is a long con, where he's a babyface at first, and then turns heel later down the line. But as of right now, Braun Breaker is a face. Shows respect to Jey Uso. Then later on in the night, we see Braun Breaker confront Gunther, the world champ, and tease a feud with Gunther. Yo, I'm feeling that. So, Jey Uso will now be moving on to Xavier Woods. Xavier Woods had a match against Rey Mysterio. And during that match, Xavier Woods pulled off, accidentally, the mask of Rey Mysterio. Pulled off and he went, what? What did I do? Rolled him up for the pin, 1, 2, 3. I didn't mean it! But I'm going to beat you anyways. Xavier Woods pins Rey Mysterio, a Hall of Famer. And he goes backstage to Kofi Kingston. Kofi is like, yeah, man, what was that, man? He didn't go back to his Jamaican gimmick. He basically asked him, did you mean to do that? Xavier's like, nah, man, I'm a good guy. I don't do stuff like that. It happened by accident. It's totally by accident. I swear to God. Well, Kofi believed him and said, well, anyways, Jey Uso came to me and offered me a shot at the IC title. And Xavier was like, of course he did. But then Kofi said, you know what? No. I told him, you should get the title. You should get the title shot, Xavier Woods, because you haven't had an opportunity at any singles championship. So you have earned the right to be IC champ. Kofi's a good dude. Kofi a good dude. He's doing the right thing. He cares about the relationship between him and Xavier Woods. Although it's fruitless. Because we all see where this is going. We know where it's going. It's a slow, painful death for the New Day. But it has to happen. So, speaking of Kofi Kingston, he does end up fighting Chad Gable one more time, because it's my dude. I'm proud to be an American and a big Chad Gable fan. And thank you! American-made Chad Gable took on Kofi Kingston. The match was great, by the way. Great in-ring chain wrestling action, too. Ooh, great stuff. I'm telling you, Chad Gable is the MVP. He is the MVP of Raw. Y'all just don't know about it yet. During the match, Xavier Woods tried to cheat for his boy Kofi. He tried to trip Chad Gable up, but ended up screwing up Kofi Kingston's Trouble in Paradise. And Chad Gable took advantage of that with the Chaos Theory and pins Kofi. Xavier Woods was like, shit, what did I do? My bad, Kofi. It's coming, y'all. The rift keeps getting bigger. Kofi eventually is going to stop being positive. He's the only one remaining positive right now. Xavier Woods is clearly falling deeper and deeper into his darker side. His heart is getting blackened thanks to Karrion Kross. And as time goes by, we get a much more sinister, each week, we get a much more sinister Xavier Woods than the previous week. Hey, it be like that sometimes. But I still have to wonder. I know we're all predicting that Xavier is the one to turn, but is he? Still early. We could still see Kofi get upset, attack him, and then put some sympathy back on Xavier. But I think if it's going to happen, if we're going to get the full heel turn, it happens next week. It happens next week. So we'll definitely see where that goes. Either way, it's the end of the New Day. And honestly, it's way past time. It's been past time. We move on to the New Day. Lyra Valkyria, Miss Lyra, lost to Zoey Stark because of KFC. I mean, the PFC, the pure fucking cringe. Pure Fusion Collective. 3-on-1. Zoey gets the win with the Z360. And then we get the return of Kaden Carter and Katana Chance. Katana Chance wearing her mask, going for Carmella. Fabuloua. With the mask. Fun stuff. They're more aggressive now. Perhaps the best segment of the entire night was this in-ring promo inside Hell in a Cell. CM Punk, Drew McIntyre. Let's talk about it. We see Adam Pearce go out there with security already in the ring. The Hell in a Cell comes down. They invite CM Punk, who comes out in white. I said that right. White. And then we have Drew McIntyre come out in black. Nice dichotomy there. He tells them, you can't touch each other, but you get one last chance to have your war of words. Your war of words. Drew speaks first, explaining he's wearing black out of respect, but not respect for Punk. Respect for AJ Lee, Punk's wife. Okay, pause. If I don't see AJ at the show on Saturday, I'll be sorely disappointed. I have heard AJ's name mentioned so goddamn much when it comes to this feud. I need to see her on Saturday. She shouldn't interfere. I want her to. It would be dope if she did. She probably will, if she shows up. That's if she shows up. Regardless, I need to see her there. In the crowd with Larry. It would be nice. Anyways, he says he respects his wife, who after Saturday will have to feed and bathe CM Punk, and she will probably leave him because he'll be useless. And he also says he's wearing a tuxedo in celebration for the end of CM Punk's career after he finally injures him and puts him on the shelf permanently. He berates the crowd for chanting CM Punk despite all his work, and he can see that the hatred burning in Punk, and he's glad. He sees that he's seething with rage. There was a time Drew had no room for hate in his life, but Punk taught him it's a powerful, powerful weapon if aimed right. And it's lucky for him that on Saturday at Bad Blood, that hate will die with CM Punk. And you're thinking, CM Punk has to do a retort, right? And he does. CM Punk gets in the microphone and says, people have called him a lot of things through his career. Of course, the best in the world, Second City Saint, Straight Edge, and the voice of the voiceless. But tonight, he's voiceless because he has nothing to straight up say to a piece of garbage like Drew McIntyre. He's so mad he can't go home and has been living in a hotel for the last month. Cap! I call Cap. How the hell you stay away from AJ Lee that long? How can you stay away from AJ Lee that long? Excuse me? You get to sleep in the same bed as AJ Lee, and you sleeping in a hotel room? Cap. Captain America. Avengers Assemble. Cap. Anyways, he says he's been living in a hotel because he doesn't want his wife. He doesn't want his wife to see him in this darkened state. And he plans on becoming the boogeyman that many of his worst critics have described him as. And he's going to send Drew McIntyre home in a box. He wants Drew to remember and never forget that he prayed for all of this. And on Saturday, when they're locked inside the cell, because remember, I'm not locked in a cell with you. You're locked in a cell with me. Who caught that reference? Where'd that movie come from? What movie is that? Anyways, he says you'll be locked in a cell with me. As his fear subsides and there's nothing left but panic, he'll look up and Punk will wipe the blood from his eyes. And Drew McIntyre will pray. God, please help me. Please. Everyone thinks that I absolutely suck. And then God will look down on you and go, Bob, but my name is Drew. It doesn't matter. Great rock promo. But Punk says, you'll pray to God. But guess what? He won't answer. You'll pray to the devil. But guess what? He won't answer. And you'll have no choice but to pray to CM Punk. See you in hell. Look in my eyes. What an awesome segment. Perfect. I'm ready. How could this match not close Bad Blood? What in God's name makes anyone think any other match should follow this? They promised us blood. Sorry, Cody. Sorry, Roman. You're going on first. Deal with it. Deal with it. You don't like it? I got 2 words for you. Too bad. You thought I was going to say suck it, did you? No! Moving on. Miz rolls up backstage to Braun Strowman. Hey, you screwed up my match last week. Why wouldn't you let me fight Bronson Reed? And Braun's like, you still mad about that, bro? And then R-Truth comes back. And R-Truth starts hugging on Miz. And Miz is like, I'm going to kill this bitch. He didn't say that out loud, but he thought it. I know, because I can read his mind. But they're hugging. They get a match against AOP. And Miz is like, okay. You want a match? You want a match, don't you? Okay. Yeah, we're definitely going to talk about that. Oh, poor R-Truth. Judgment Day end up beating the LWO, which better not have the Lucha Bros. By the way, the Lucha Bros won't be coming to WWE anytime soon. I did a video on it. Go watch it. It's called Tony Khan pulls a Vince McMahon move with this AEW decision. It's up on my channel. Go watch it. It's a bunch of bullshit. They do a segment with the Judgment Day afterwards. Of course, Finn Balor, and Rhea Ripley's opponent, Liv Morgan, hyping up their match. Rhea comes out, threatens to throw Dominic Mysterio inside the shark cage because he's claustrophobic. He's claustrophobic, and she plans on making his life a living hell. And then Damian Priest shows up, starts beating their asses. Of course he is. And then we see Dominic Mysterio and Liv get their asses whooped by Rhea Ripley. Rhea Ripley drags Dom over to the cage, and Dom's like, no, anything but that. Not like what Eddie and my dad was gonna do. Hang me from the Raptors. Dominic on a pole match. Nah. Rhea Ripley goes to throw him inside the cage. Liv stops her, beats her up, and then the numbers advantage catches up with Damian Priest. Damian Priest gets taken down by Judgment Day. The heat continues with Judgment Day. I think we all know who's winning. Who's going to win this upcoming Saturday. I think after this, if I'm not mistaken, we got Damage Control. Damage Control, that is Io Sky and Kairi Sane challenging Jade Cargill and Bianca Belair to a tag team title match. When? I don't know. We'll figure that out later. I think after this, they did the Gunther, Gunther and Sami Zayn segment. This match had to happen eventually. And this segment was good. It is one of those things where I'm just like, okay, I already know Sami's not winning, so I'm not that invested in this match, but I do appreciate the long-term value in it. So Gunther has been putting off this match against Sami because Sami beat him at WrestleMania. And so Gunther fears him and wants to avoid him. And Sami brings up the fact that you've beaten everybody but me, and that's why you're avoiding me. And Gunther says, here's the thing, bitch. You beating me at WrestleMania was one of the worst days of my life. You talk about your family. You talk about family like you're Vin Diesel. I had family too. My family flew across the world to come see me at WrestleMania, only to see me lose. And that was one of the worst days of my life. And Sami, I need to pay you back for it. Sami's like, oh, so you're upset that your family thinks you're a loser. Well, guess what, bitch? You'll always be a loser until you beat me in the match. Gunther attacks Sami. They get into a brawl. Gunther gets the best of Sami, chokes him out, and tells him, okay, bitch, since you want to play games, next Monday night, it's on. World Championship match. Now, I thought this match was going to be a Bad Blood. I was certain they were going to put this at Bad Blood. But Bad Blood's already stacked. We have 5 matches. Might get a 6th match. We'll talk about that 6th match in a second. But I had a feeling that they were not going to have this match at Bad Blood. The moment we kept getting closer and closer, I'm like, we're not going to announce this the week of. So we're doing it next week. And the reason why we're doing it next week is because Sammy's losing. Because the opponent to fight Gunther next at Survivor Series is the winner between Punk and Drew. I think we're getting CM Punk and Gunther Survivor Series. Can't wait for it. The Miz and R-Truth take on the Authors of Pain, and the match flops for the R-Truth team, the Awesome Truth team, because the Miz turns on R-Truth. The words of Karrion Kross finally reach the Miz. You're a loser, Miz. You still are a loser now that you attacked your best friend, but maybe you'll win some matches now. So Karrion Kross got to the Miz. He's back to being his old Miz self. We are now beginning a feud between the Miz and R-Truth. If R-Truth becomes a little bit more serious, I think I might like it. Might be something I can get into. And then the main event of the evening. Bronson Reed versus Braun Strowman. Last monster standing. This entire feud has been fantastic. They're just monsters. A big kaiju fight running through the wake of bodies throughout the last few weeks, the last month or so. Destroying security, destroying sets, throwing fans, and now tonight destroying rings. It was truly a kaiju fight. So, before the first commercial break, I noticed that Braun was limping. And he didn't stop limping throughout the entire match. So I think he might be hurt. Don't be surprised if word gets out that Braun's going to be out for the rest of the year. Because he didn't look good. There's a couple of spots in there where he looked slow. He was trying to do a shoulder tackle and knock Bronson Reed off the ropes onto a stack of chairs, which is a spot Bronson's done a ton of times. Braun could not pick up any momentum, and he was running very slow. So it really did look like he might have hurt himself. But he finished the match. Lots of tables broken. Lots of big, meaty men slapping meat. We had a choke slam through the announcer table, a Death Valley driver off some crates through some tables. Of course, Bronson Reed getting speared through the barricade into a row of fans. And then Bronson hitting not one, not two, but 3 tsunamis. But no referee, because the referee's checking on fans. And then Bronson Reed goes ape shit, starts knocking out some security, and then throwing referee back inside the ring. And then hitting a superplex. A superplex! The ring breaks. This is the 4th time that the ring broke? Maybe? 3rd, 4th time? I'm thinking 4th time. Okay, let's go back. We have Big Show and Brock Lesnar, first time. Then Mark Henry, Big Show. Then Bronson Reed, Big Show. Braun Strowman, Big Show. Now, Bronson Reed and Braun Strowman. So this is the 4th time. Thank you, 4th time. So you're thinking, okay, well, the ring broke. I'm assuming Bronson Reed wins, right? Nope. Here comes Seth freaking Rollins. Curb stomp. Boom. Onto the steel steps. Bronson Reed's down. Braun Strowman stands up. He wins the match. Bronson Reed is pissed off at Seth Rollins, who cost him. Because he cost Seth Rollins a full month of his career, and he got him back. God damn. So we're moving on to Seth Rollins and Bronson Reed. That's probably going to be a match for Survivor Series. That's going to be a blood feud. A blood feud that came from a blood feud. That's going to be nice. I'm looking forward to it. That's going to be a great feud to hold Seth Rollins over until we get back to CM Punk and Seth Rollins, which will be the WrestleMania match this upcoming year. I love it. Absolutely love it. Here's what I want. And this is me just kind of fantasy booking. If AJ Lee does come back, which I hope she does, and of course we get Seth and Punk. If we do Seth and Punk next year, we gotta do Becky and AJ Lee. That's not even a conversation. If you're doing Punk and Drew next year, we better, in some capacity, get AJ Lee and Becky Lynch. We got to. We have to. We got to. And what a match that would be. That would be such an awesome match. Becky Lynch and AJ Lee. Woo-wee. But yeah, this was a great episode. Plagued by a lot of commercials, but expect that with USA. What you gonna do? Anyways, thank you all so much for being here. Give me your thoughts about Monday Night Raw. Give me your grades. Give me your scores. 1 out of 10. And of course, A to F. A being the highest, F being the lowest. How we feeling about Monday Night Raw tonight? Live chat, you have the floor. Once again, shout out to 2 belts, 3 Diglets. Congratulations at your weightlifting competition. Put your fingers in the air for the world champ. Acknowledge him. Because to be the man, woo, you gotta beat the man. What y'all in here talking about? I'm ready for this Hell in a Cell match. Mr. Taron Jones, you ain't said nothing but a word. We all ready for it. Dulcie Chatham says the Raw Tag Team Division is like a doorknob. Every team gets a turn. Damn. Is that a compliment or not? Probably not. A&B Convo said they did not like the commercial breaks. Let me see here. Lauren Bays, look back at Kofi now. He was looking at Xavier. I'm calling it now. Kofi is going to be the one to turn. We'll have to see. It's looking like Xavier is the one, but you just never know. They could do something at the last second and have Kofi turn. It's Steve Callan. Rest in peace, Pete Rose. Yeah, Petey Rose. I did see that he passed away. Rest in peace to him. Franklin Torres. No bread, no water, just meat. Big meaty man slapping me. Let me see here. Mr. 420. Maybe they're trying to compete with FIFA Club World Cup. Maybe. We'll have to see. A&B Convos, if they built solid stories for each pay-per-view match, PLE match, and it's a banger, then 2 nights of SummerSlam could work, but they need to bring it. No bathroom break matches. They don't have any room to have a bathroom break match. They better fill up those cards to the best of their abilities if they want those 2 nights to work. I agree. Where's Natalia? I have no idea. Where's Zelina? I have no idea. I don't know. Natalia probably at home, relaxing, chillaxing. She's a legend after all. Yeah, LWO and Judgment Day was kind of there. I agree. Let me see here. Franklin Torres, will you be competing for the championship on Saturday? Or are you going to wait until, I think you said WrestleMania? Very curious to know where your head's at with that one. Bronson Reed should have done the tsunami to make the ring collapse. That would have been crazy if he broke the ring on the tsunami. That would have been nice. Thank you, Nonstop Combat Sports Agenda, for subscribing. Good to have you all here. Appreciate that. Yeah, the commercials were out of pocket tonight, but besides that, the Raw was a 9. 9 out of 10. All right. I'm feeling that 9 out of 10. Lauren Biggs said, why did Qatar look like Batgirl? Batgirl. That's not how the song goes. Yeah, Tony was wrong for keeping the Lucha Bros under contract, tacking on injury time to their contract like that. They booty cheeks for that. I agree. All right, y'all, let me go ahead and get out of here. Thank you so much for making me a part of your day. All right, so for the rest of the week, let me go ahead and explain what's getting ready to happen. Tomorrow, there will be another live. That's right, we're doing another live. What? We're going live tomorrow? We're going live for NXT. And I don't think I'll be doing it regularly, but for these next 2 weeks, I want to see what the CW NXT looks like. If it's hot, we'll keep the lives going. But I do want to go live for tomorrow's debut on CW for NXT. We're going to have CM Punk there. It's going to be in Chicago. We're going to have Julia versus my girl. Of course, Roxanne Perez, the NXT Women's Champ. That's going to be a fire match. That should be the main event. Apparently, they're going to be doing Whoop That Trick. Get 'em. And Ethan Page with CM Punk as a special guest referee. Drew McIntyre will interfere. Calling it now. So I'm excited about that. That's going to be a good show. And it's going to be a rare opportunity for you to see me talk about Shawn Michaels and his peculiar taste in women. We'll talk about that when we get to it. Wednesday is the 5th anniversary of AEW Dynamite. There will be a live for that as well. Thursday, there's no live schedule, but I think we'll find a reason to do one. We'll probably do preview and predictions. And then Friday night SmackDown will be a vertical live. I'll be live for that one as well, but it'll only be vertical. We might do a second vertical on Thursday. That will be for preview and predictions. We'll figure that one out. But the Friday night SmackDown this upcoming week will be the vertical live. And then, of course, Saturday, big event, Bad Blood 2024. There will be a review for that show. Be here for it right afterwards. So, there you go. That's the lineup for this week. And guess what? Next week's going to be just as busy. So, respect to all the moderators for being here. And let me go ahead and sign out. Let you guys get to bed or whatever you need to do. Because tomorrow's another day. So thank you all for being here. As you file out, do all the YouTube things. Like the video, subscribe, and click that bell to catch all my content when it comes out. Follow me on social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and donate using PayPal, Patreon, Cash App, and Venmo. Love you all. And I'll catch you guys next time right here in Alyx's world. The place that is, was, and forever will be a safe space for wrestling fans like you. I'm out of here. Deuce. When you're